How's it going, guys? This is Eric with Deranged Survival, and today I'm just doing an overnight camping trip. I just got out of work a couple hours ago, packed my bag, and headed out into the woods. So today I'm going to do some hammock camping. I found a nice spot in between two American beech trees. I'm going to set my hammock up right here, and I have a new tarp that I'm going to use. It's the Kelty 9x9, and I got a couple different knots that I'm probably going to use to tie that up, and I'll show you guys how I set that up as I go along, so stay tuned. Alright, so usually when I find a nice campsite, I'll set my bag down, relax a little bit, and pull out the bug spray. Now this is some homemade bug spray. It's just eucalyptus oil and tea tree oil mixed in with a little bit of water, and usually I give it a good shake before I use it if it was sitting for a while, and I basically just spray my exposed skin. And this has no reaction on your skin unless you're allergic to it, of course. You should definitely check beforehand before using these two types of oils. So I just sprayed on all my exposed skin, and even on my face and the back of my neck. And usually that lasts about an hour or two. So it's all natural. There's no poisonous chemicals in it. I don't like buying store-bought insect repellent, so I make my own. Alright guys, so setting up my hammock here, and I'm using an American beech tree. I would recommend not using this tree because the bark is actually really smooth. You can tell it's American beech because it's really, it's a grayish color. And pull down the leaves here. The leaves have this shape here, and as you can see all along the edges they're all serrated. And the leaf padding here, it's opposite. I don't know if you guys can see that detail there, but as you can see the veins in the leaves come opposite off of the center. That's how you can tell it's an American beech tree. But I would recommend not using this tree to set up your hammock because the bark is really smooth. I set it up, as soon as I sat on it, it scooted down a little bit and I almost fell. So I'd recommend not using an American beech tree. So I'm going to set this up somewhere else and I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, so as you can see here, I have the Kelty Tarp 9, which is a 9x9 tarp. I basically set up my hammock between these two trees here, which are all frame right now, and I set up my ridgeline above that, and the top of the tarp, that's a tongue twister right there. The top of the tarp has 3 loopholes, which I strung through my ridgeline. Now it was a little difficult getting a good camera angle to set up for the ridgeline, so I'm not going to show you guys that. If you're interested, I'll show you in a future video. But I'm going to try to get a good angle of the press-it knots that I'm going to use to tie out my tarp here and make it nice and taut. So let me get a good camera angle and I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, so here's the ridgeline here. And all you need is a piece of power cord, and I just tied a basic overhand knot with the 2 strands on the end there, just like that. Now, you want to place the loop pot at the top here, behind your ridge line, and then you take your knot, you spread this out wide, just like that, and you want to flip it over and pull it down under. Now you want to kind of try to keep it separate like that, and then you do the same thing over and then down. So now you have 2 on this side and 2 on this side, and then you just do it a 3rd time, over and down, and then you slowly tighten it to make sure that the 3 on this side and the 3 on that side stay in nice uniform a nice form. And then there's your press-it knot, just like that. So this way you have 3 on this side and 3 on that side, and it stays nice and secure. Now you grab your tarp. I just have a loop on the end of my tarp here, on the Kelty tarp, and I have a stick that I'm going to be using as a toggle. So you take your loop, you stick it through this little section here, stick the toggle in just like that, and this acts as a hold to prevent it from sliding out. So now when the press-it knot is in this formation here, nice and loose, you have the ability to slide it. But as soon as you apply tension at an angle, it stays in place. and it won't slide out. So this way, once you get the pressing knot in place, you can fasten it all the way down and it'll stay nice and taut, and the tarp won't move. So that's the pressing knot. Hopefully I got all that in frame for you guys. I apologize if it's a little blurry, but I'm going to set up the other end and get my hammock and tarp nice and taut. Alright guys, so this is my setup so far. Got a bunch of bugs biting the crap out of me, so I threw the sweater on to prevent them from eating me alive pretty much. So this is my basic setup so far. I got my hammock strung between two trees, and I got a Ridgeline running across the top. I used 2 pressing knots on both sides of the tarp to tighten it nice and taut. Hopefully I captured that on film and it wasn't too blurry for you guys. But I just have one end of the tarp tied to a dead tree off to the right over here. And then I just have another one tied to a dead stick that's on the ground over there. Cleaned out most of the debris down here. I got a little more to go. I'm going to smoke this area out a little bit to hopefully prevent the bugs from biting me like crazy. I put my sweater on because they're attacking me like crazy today. So I'm just going to smoke that out, relax, do some cooking, and just relax and enjoy nature. Alright, so I'm just going to make a quick tripod really quick. I'm not going to tell you why. I'll show you when I set it all up. So I just got a piece of power cord here. I'm not exactly sure what the length is, but I'm just going to make a bite on the top here and just tie a nice overhand knot. Just like that. Very simple. Now I'm going to take one end, put the power cord underneath it, send the power cord through the loop there, and then secure it to this leg here. Now the middle one, I'm going to place the power cord over it. The next one, place the power cord under, and then the middle one again, go under, and then the one closest to me, go over, and you just keep doing that till you get a decent amount nice and wrapped up, nice and secure. Doesn't have to be extremely tight, but just enough to where you pick it up and they all come up together. So then just tie a quick knot here. Okay, so I got it all wrapped up, and basically what you do, you take the middle leg and you flip it over, and that's it. Then you stand it up. So now let me reposition the camera really quick. Okay, so now once you stand it up, you just want to basically make it into a triangle so it has a lot of structure involved. And that's basically tripod stand. Now this is very simple. This rope isn't even tied nice and tight. It's very loose, but I'll show you guys in a second what I'm going to be using it for. Okay, so got the tripod set up. I just moved it off to the side here, and what I'm using it for is to hang my backpack. The reason I don't want to put my backpack on the ground, one reason bugs, another reason if it does rain, I don't want my backpack to get wet, and I want it to keep it underneath the tarp here so it stays nice and dry. And I can also use this for cooking if I do decide to, but I'm probably not going to use it for cooking. So I'm just using it to hang my bag. This way everything's nice and convenient. I got my hammock right here so I can relax, have access to all my gear, and everything will stay nice and dry. So simple little trick to hang your gear as well. I also have another video of an easy way to hang your gear on a tree basically, and I'll put a link right up there for you guys so you can check it out. So, what do I do now? I know, I'm going to sit here and talk to a camera. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, time to sit down and relax. So a lot of people ask me, why do I spend so much time in the woods? And one of the main reasons is there's always change. Every time I come to a spot, it's always a different experience. Even if I come to the same spot every day for a week straight, there's always something different that happens. Whether I take a new path to get there, whether I witness an animal that I haven't seen before, or I'm finally able to identify that tree that was been in my campsite for that I wasn't able to identify before. But it's always a different experience when I come to the woods. Sometimes you get the annoyances of bugs, and sometimes the weather is perfect. Nice and cool. There's no bugs out. Cloudy day, or a sunny day I should say. No rain. And you just sit back, relax, and listen to the sounds of nature. Another question people often ask me is, why do I go alone? Well, I don't consider it alone, considering everything around me is alive. It's all about the perspective, your perspective. So what you see here is that awkward moment when you walk in on two insects mating. Good morning, guys and gals. Got a little chilly last night. Just have my mylar tarp here that I put inside my hammock. I didn't bring a sleeping bag on this occasion. Got up a couple times during the middle of the night. Got the fire going again. Warmed up a bit. Hopped back in my hammock and went to bed. But this is my favorite part about camping. Waking up to the sounds of the birds. I don't know how well you guys can hear that, but that's a mourning dove. And the other one that also sounds like a echoing tweet is a hermit. That one right there. But I'm gonna cook some breakfast, get this fire going a little better. Just relax. Alright guys, it's time for breakfast here, and I'm just using my BioLite stove. Figure I bought the thing, might as well use it. So I'm just throwing a little bit of fuel in there, and I have some shiitake mushrooms packaged up here, and I have some summer sausage. I never tried this before, but I see a lot of people eat it, so I'm going to give it a try. And I just have a small REI pan here. I'm going to throw it right on top, cut the sausages into little pieces, mix it in with the mushrooms, and that'll be my breakfast for the morning. So let me get this going, and once it's cooking I'll give you guys a quick visual of what it looks like. So hold on. And start the cooking. Just like that. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, so breakfast is served. So, it's my first time trying these sausage things. Oh, all I need is a couple eggs and I'm good to go. So what kind of food do you guys bring for, breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the woods? Trying to get some new recipes or new ideas. Let me know what you guys eat. So after breakfast, I usually walk around, take photos and video of wildlife. So if you get a chance, check out my Facebook. I post all the pictures and stuff on there. I got the link in the description. And also, I do live updates of my adventures basically on Facebook as well, so check that out when you get a chance.